My topic is influencer marketing in detail explained, and let's go to the topic and let's go to the start. Influencer marketing is the process of promoting and selling products or services through individuals capable of driving action from your target audience. At a fundamental level, influencer marketing is a type of social media marketing that uses endorsements and product mentions from influencers, individuals who have a dedicated social following and are viewed as experts within their niche. Influencer marketing works because of the high amount of trust that social influencers have built up with their following, and recommendations from them serve as a form of social proof to your brand's potential customers. Influencer marketing is a form of marketing that enables businesses to collaborate with individuals who have a following for increased brand exposure. Companies may ask a person with a large following to publish social media content that promotes their products or services. People often follow individuals they trust on social media, so if they see someone they follow advertising your business, there's an inherent trust factor you can lean on to boost your conversion rate. An integral part of any influencer strategy is figuring out which influencers might suit your company. For example, if you sell facial moisturizers, you may want to work with an influencer with a strong track record of success promoting skincare products. In this scenario, it's best to partner with individuals that meet this criteria because those who follow that specific influencer are interested in what they have to say. Once you find an influencer you like, reach out and see if you can strike a deal. For this transaction, you may allow them to receive a commission on all the products and services they sell. As an example, you might give them 10% of the revenue generated from the products and services they sell on your behalf. You'll need to review the numbers to see if this agreement is viable, and you might even want to partner with multiple influencers as a part of your influencer strategy. Influencer marketing is a type of social media marketing that involves mentions and endorsements of brands and/or products by individuals who exert influence on a particular audience due to their perceived expertise, trustworthiness, or popularity. With influencer marketing creating more buzz than ever in our circles, I thought it was time for a refresher on the topic for those who haven't read The Age of Influence. Newcomers and old hands of our industry alike are seeking more information about this phenomenon. In particular, people are asking, what is influencer marketing, and how do I get started? Answering these questions requires that we discuss the why behind the trend. In short, influencer marketing is a new take on the old technique of asking for celebrity endorsements. However, it is done in a way that adapts to today's world and the modern consumer. And the democratization of influence makes it more attractive and practical with each passing day. Influencer marketing is a marketing strategy of collaborating with social media users and other content creators who have influence over communities of varying sizes. This collaboration usually includes some sort of co-content creation or promotion of the brand by the influencer to their community. It almost goes without saying that not every trend in marketing, sales, or public relations is highly successful. In fact, some of them even fail early on because they are poorly designed or don't mesh well with consumer tastes. Fortunately, influencer marketing has proven to benefit both brands and consumers. Let's look at some of them. Especially if your brand is new or expanding into new markets, increased brand awareness is very important. Often an industry is dominated by a few big players and the small ones get squeezed out. For instance, let's look at fizzy drinks. Most of us immediately think about Coke and Pepsi, but there are many more brands as well. Those brands can expand by increasing brand awareness. Customers can also win by finding a great new product they enjoy. At the end of the day, one of my answers to what is influencer marketing is when people introduce great products to their audience for a type of compensation or through a relationship. This compensation is typically less than the cost of producing similar results only by purchasing advertising. Ads on Google or social media are getting more expensive, and people tune them out. So, with influencer marketing we pay people to be our online sales force. Not only is this method cheap, but it's very effective at reaching new markets. Of course, when you tap into my brand affinity model for influencer marketing, there are many out there, your employees, customers, fans, et.al., that don't necessarily need compensation in order to incentivize them to talk about your brand in social media. Influencer marketing results in the creation of new content because an expert content creator who knows how to engage social media audiences is doing the creating. This content originates outside your typical content studio, giving it a new look and different personality. Not only do your content people get a break, but the new content appeals to the influencer's demographic. In other words, no guessing about what each potential customer will respond well to, because, at the heart of it, influencers are masterful content creators. Briefly, a social media influencer is a content creator who has a significant following on social media. Here, we don't necessarily mean a large number of people. Paid influencers can have as few as 1,000 followers as a nano-influencer. Rather, these are dedicated followers who frequently take the advice of this influencer. Influencers can occupy different roles within a niche or industry. Some, especially in the B2B space, are industry thought leaders. Others have a hobby, run a blog, or enjoy taking photographs of everyday life. Regardless, they are sharing these passions with a wider audience on social media. Over time, they become a social media influencer. Influencer marketing, also known as influence marketing, is a form of social media marketing involving endorsements and product placement from influencers, people and organizations who have a purported expert level of knowledge or social influence in their field. Influencers are someone, or something, with the power to affect the buying habits or quantifiable actions of others by uploading some form of original, often sponsored, content to social media platforms like Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat or other online channels. Influencer marketing is when a brand enrolls influencers who have an established credibility and audience on social media platforms to discuss or mention the brand in a social media post. Influencer content may be framed as testimonial advertising. There is a lack of consensus about what an influencer is. One writer defines them as a range of third parties who exercise influence over the organization and its potential customers. Another defines an influencer as a third party who significantly shapes the customer's purchasing decision but may never be accountable for it. According to another, influencers are well connected, create an impact, have active minds, and are trendsetters. And just because an individual has many followers does not necessarily mean they have much influence over those individuals, only that they have many followers. Market research techniques can be used to identify influencers, using predefined criteria to determine the extent and type of influence. Activists get involved with organizations such as their communities, political movements, and charities. Connected influencers have large social networks. Authoritative influencers are trusted by others. Active minds have a diverse range of interests. Trendsetters are the early adopters, or levers of markets. According to Malcolm Gladwell, the success of any kind of social epidemic is heavily dependent on the involvement of people with a particular and rare set of social gifts. He has identified 3 types of influencers who are responsible for the generation, communication and adoption of messages. Connectors network with a variety of people, have a wide reach, and are essential to word-of-mouth communication. Mavens use information, share it with others, and are insightful about trends. Salesmen are charismatic persuaders. This quote needs a citation. Their influence is the tendency of others to imitate their behavior. Influencers are categorized by the number of followers they have on social media. They include celebrity endorsements from those with large followings, to niche content creators with a loyal following on social media platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Their followers range in number from hundreds of millions to 1,000. Influencers may be categorized in tiers: mega, macro, micro, and nano-influencers, based on their number of followers. Businesses pursue people who aim to lessen their consumption of advertisements, and are willing to pay their influencers more. Targeting influencers is seen as increasing marketing's reach, counteracting a growing tendency by prospective customers to ignore marketing. Marketing researchers Kaplan and Silvera find that influencer selection extends into product personality. This product and benefit matching is key. For a shampoo, it should use an influencer with good hair. Likewise, a flashy product may use bold colors to convey its brand. If an influencer is not flashy, they will clash with the brand. Matching an influencer with the product's purpose and mood is important. Influencer marketing is now a mainstream form of online marketing. It has been a buzzword for a while now, and the mainstream media regularly refers to it. Yet, there are still people who don't really understand what influencer marketing is all about. Indeed, some people come across the phrase for the first time and instantly ponder, what is influencer marketing? The Influencer Marketing Hub is now an established website with hundreds of articles explaining the intricacies of influencer marketing, along with other types of online marketing. The original version of this post was the first article we wrote for the site. We know, however, that there are still people who come here for the first time, wondering what influencer marketing is. So, we have updated this article to focus on the basics of influencer marketing. Influencer marketing is a hybrid of old and new marketing tools. It takes the idea of celebrity endorsement and places it into a modern-day content-driven marketing campaign. The main differentiator in the case of influencer marketing is that the results of the campaign are collaborations between brands and influencers. But influencer marketing doesn't just involve celebrities. Instead, it revolves around influencers, many of whom would never consider themselves famous in an offline setting. The power to affect the purchasing decisions of others because of his or her authority, knowledge, position, or relationship with his or her audience. A following in a distinct niche, with whom he or she actively engages. The size of the following depends on the size of his/her topic of the niche. One of the biggest mistakes that traditional media makes is a failure to see the difference between celebrities and online influencers. It is also important to realize that most influencers have systematically built a keen and enthusiastic audience. It is not accidental that these people follow influencers rather than a brand. The audience doesn't really care less about your brand. They only care about the opinions of the influencers. Don't try to foist rules and business practices onto your influencers. The audience is theirs, and they can simply walk away, taking their followers with them. Influencer marketing involves a brand collaborating with an online influencer to market one of its products or services. Some influencer marketing collaborations are less tangible than that. Brands simply work with influencers to improve brand recognition. An early example of influencer marketing involved YouTube celebrity PewDiePie. He teamed up with the makers of a horror film set in the French catacombs under Paris, creating a series of videos in which he underwent challenges in the catacombs. It was pitch-perfect content for PewDiePie's 111 million subscribers and received nearly double the views as the movie's trailer. Everybody won. That's a simple example. It's easy to imagine a celebrity teaming with a company to pitch a product, even if the pitch is a series of 10-minute videos instead of a 30-second television ad. But people wouldn't be talking about influencer marketing. You wouldn't be at a website called the Influencer Marketing Hub reading about it, either, if it didn't have a much broader set of applications. And the key is in that word, influencer. Influencers, unlike celebrities, can be anywhere. They can be anyone. What makes them influential is their large followings on the web and social media. An influencer can be a popular fashion photographer on Instagram, or a well-read cybersecurity blogger who tweets, or a respected marketing executive on LinkedIn. Within any industry, there are influential people, you just have to find them. Some will have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of followers. But many will seem more like ordinary people. They may only have 10,000 followers, less in some cases. Yet, they will have developed a reputation for being the experts in their field. They are the go-to people who provide the answers to people's questions. Depending on their sphere of expertise, they are the people who make the most engaging social posts on their specialist topics. They share the best pictures, make the most entertaining videos, and run the most informative online discussions. Influencers are some of the best content creators out there. They know what works and what doesn't in creating content that attracts visitors into customers. When you work with an influencer, you can run a campaign in a very innovative and unusual way. Growing brand loyalty, increasing brand awareness, creating unique content, attracting a new audience, getting honest feedback. Influencers are interesting. Their posts resonate with consumers. Those consumers will read their content, discuss, and engage with said influencers. This gives your brand the big opportunity to get your content out there when partnering with an influencer. Influencer marketing works because influencers have spent a lot of time, effort, and money to establish a high level of trust with their target audience. Their followers recognize and see them. Followers care about what influencers have to say. Consumers trust influencers. According to Search Engine Journal, 91% of consumers between the age of 18 to 34 trust online reviews and recommendations as much as recommendations from their family and friends. Influencer marketing is a visual demonstration of attracting and establishing trust with consumers. Influencers create quality content. Influencers are experts in their niche. People follow them for a reason. Their content commands attention, begging them for more. You won't need to try coming up with a content strategy or ideas to present your products or services. The influencer you're working with does that for you. Influencer marketing does not suffer from the dreaded ads blocking. Around 30% of all internet users now use ad blockers. This can be problematic for businesses trying to reach their audiences. Despite this, nobody can block a blog post or YouTube video. It's grounded in science. We can trace influencer theories back more than 70 years, when sociologists first introduced the two-step flow of communication model, which proposes that the majority of people are influenced by a small number of opinion leaders. Businesses are making $5.20 for every $1 spent on influencer marketing. The potential ROI on your campaigns is certainly possible. To get your money's worth, here are some tips you can follow to create the most killer influencer marketing campaign. Define your objectives and plan. Do your research and tailor your outreach. Beware of phonies. Identify the best influencers for your needs. Understand the value you can provide them. Engage on social media. Dig deep into their available analytics. Aim for long-term relationships. Nurture the relationship with your influencers. Make sure their followers match your target audience. You don't want your cat-loving e-commerce brand to work with an influencer whose followers mainly love horses. It won't work. Try searching internationally for the right influencer for your market. Never turn your nose up to influencers across the ocean. Check out their past campaigns and collabs. See what's worked for these influencers and how effective their campaigns were. Consider enlisting the help of an agency. It's never a bad idea to ask for an extra hand if you find yourself struggling. Use branded links to track offline influencer marketing. Avoid micromanaging. Let them exercise their creative freedom. Don't expect sudden results. Things take time. Especially in marketing. Be realistic and easy to work with. Gift your influencers. Reward them without expecting anything in return. Show your appreciation for your partnered influencers. At a fundamental level, influencer marketing is a type of social media marketing that uses endorsements and product mentions from influencers, individuals who have a dedicated social following and are viewed as experts within their niche. Influencer marketing works because of the high amount of trust that social influencers have built up with their following, and recommendations from them serve as a form of social proof to your brand's potential customers. So, is influencer marketing effective? While your campaign's outcome comes down to your strategy, there are a few significant benefits to using this type of marketing. For instance, businesses earn an average of $5.78 for every dollar they spend on influencer marketing, via Influencer Marketing Hub. Establish credibility and trust. One of the reasons many businesses have a hard time selling their products and services is that they can't establish credibility. Your business must appear credible if you want people to buy from you. By partnering with an influencer that followers trust, you can quickly boost your credibility. Cost-effective. Another major benefit of using influencer marketing is that it's cost-effective. If you decide to use this tactic, you may generate a significant return on your investment as long as you partner with the right people. Attract quality leads. By using influencer campaigns, you can reach people who are likely interested in the products and services you offer. As a result, you may have an easier time increasing your conversion rate. Boost brand awareness. When you partner with influencers, you immediately get your products and services in front of hundreds of thousands of people. There are even some influencers who have millions of followers. Therefore, there are plenty of ways to use influencer marketing to boost brand awareness. These are just a few reasons you should consider partnering with influencers. Make sure you work with the right influencer to get the most out of this relationship. Thank you for watching the video and subscribe the channel.